thirsty? He too needs feeding.
On the surface, it was just another space horror spectacle. Glowing aliens, doomed astronauts, and humans being drained of life. But Lifeforce was a production nightmare wrapped in bizarre genius. Tobe Hooper pushed for surreal horror, the studio forced romance, and actors endured suffocating prosthetics, collapsing sets, and exploding props. What should have been a sleek sci-fi thriller became a wild, chaotic spectacle of insanity and audacious visuals. Brace yourself. 20 shocking, bizarre secrets are about to be revealed. Shocking Secret 1. The original title that was too weird to release. Before it was Lifeforce, the film had a far stranger working title, Space Vampires. While descriptive, the title didn't capture the surreal horror the director wanted. Studio executives worried it would alienate mainstream audiences and feared comparisons to campy sci-fi B-movies. Director Tobe Hooper, however, preferred a more enigmatic name, something that hinted at both cosmic horror and the human obsession with vitality. After weeks of debates and marketing meetings, Lifeforce was chosen. The new title was abstract, mysterious, and haunting, perfectly capturing the otherworldly menace of the alien vampires. Even today, the title gives a subtle nod to the film's central theme, the draining of life itself. Changing the title turned a straightforward sci-fi into an eerie, unforgettable mystery. Shocking Secret 2. The alien costume that terrified the cast. The alien costume was a nightmare for everyone involved. Constructed with translucent latex, glowing eyes, and intricate body details, it was designed to appear simultaneously beautiful and horrifying. Actors on set reportedly screamed during first encounters, startled by the realism of its movements. The suit's design included moving parts operated by multiple puppeteers, making it almost alive. Even seasoned stunt performers found it intimidating. The claustrophobic interior and weight made it difficult for the performer inside, but the terrifying effect was undeniable. On film, the alien exudes an eerie grace that makes its predatory nature more chilling. The combination of practical effects, lighting, and actor reactions cemented it as one of 80s horror's most iconic extraterrestrials. The alien costume's realism terrified actors and created a lasting visual legend. Shocking Secret 3. Hollywood forced a last-minute love interest. Originally, the story focused on scientific investigation and horror, with no romantic subplot. However, studio executives demanded a love interest to attract broader audiences. Actress Matilda May, who played the mysterious space vampire, was given additional scenes to create tension with co-star Steve Railsback. Hooper reluctantly filmed the new sequences, often improvising dialogue to maintain tone. The added romance felt jarring to test audiences, but it created a strange, seductive dynamic that became iconic in retrospect. The subplot inadvertently heightened the aliens' threat. It wasn't just attacking humanity physically, but emotionally, exploiting desire. Today, fans debate whether the romantic angle was a genius stroke or an awkward compromise, but its inclusion undeniably added a bizarre, unforgettable flavor to the film. A forced romance created strange tension that deepened the aliens' terrifying allure. Shocking Secret 4. The deleted scene that changed the ending. A climactic sequence showing the alien escaping back into space was cut just before release. Test audiences found it too bleak, so Hooper had to reshoot an ending with more closure. The original footage hinted at humanity's helplessness against extraterrestrial forces, adding cosmic horror weight. Only a few production stills survive, tantalizing fans who wonder what could have been. The revision offered closure, but softened the apocalyptic edge, turning Lifeforce into a more conventional thriller. This deletion reflects the tension between director vision and studio pressures, a conflict that shaped the film's final tone. Hardcore fans still hunt for the lost footage, which some believe would have elevated the movie to cult genius status. Cut footage would have made the ending far darker, leaving a lasting apocalyptic imprint. Shocking Secret 5: The actor who refused to wear contact lenses. Steve Railsback, portraying Colonel Tom Carlson, initially refused to wear the alien-influenced contact lenses for his possessed scenes. The lenses were uncomfortable, restricted vision, and irritated his eyes. Crew members had to coax him into wearing them for crucial shots. Interestingly, his irritation added realism. His squints, awkward blinks, and strained expressions made the possessed sequences feel unnervingly authentic. Cinematographer Douglas Knapp emphasized these subtle nuances, capturing every twitch to enhance the horror. The resistance from Railsback turned a mundane cosmetic requirement into a key factor in creating genuine unease on screen. Fans now praise the possessed scenes as terrifyingly convincing, unaware they were partially fueled by the actor's discomfort. The actor's refusal to comply actually made the possession scenes far creepier. Shocking Secret 6: The space shuttle set that almost collapsed. The scenes aboard the space shuttle were filmed on an intricate, multi-level set designed to mimic zero gravity. During a critical take, one of the upper platforms began to wobble dangerously. Crew members scrambled to stabilize it while actors continued performing, unaware of how close disaster was. Safety engineers later declared it a near miss, saying a collapse could have caused serious injuries. Hooper insisted on finishing the sequence, believing the slight instability added authenticity to the actor's panic. The footage ended up looking chaotic and believable, with actors stumbling and bracing against walls, moments that heightened tension. The set's near collapse became an unspoken legend among the crew and illustrates the dangerous commitment behind practical filmmaking in the 1980s. A wobbling shuttle set nearly caused disaster, but added real panic to the scene. Shocking Secret 7: The soundtrack that nearly got scrapped. The film's electronic-heavy soundtrack, composed by Henry Mancini, initially alarmed studio executives. They feared audiences would find it too unconventional, clashing with the horror elements. Mancini had experimented with synthesizers, eerie drones, and unsettling rhythms that emphasized the aliens' seductive menace. The studio demanded a safer, more traditional score, but Hooper pushed back, arguing the music was essential to the film's surreal atmosphere. In the end, the original tracks remained, creating a hypnotic and otherworldly tone that sets Lifeforce apart from typical sci-fi horror. Critics later hailed the soundtrack as one of the film's most memorable and unsettling features. The avant-garde soundtrack survived studio doubts and became a defining, eerie element of the film. Shocking Secret 8: The prop that almost injured the lead actor. One of the aliens' body-snatching props, a collapsible, articulated limb, malfunctioned during a tense scene. Steve Railsback narrowly avoided being struck, but crew members were shaken. The prop had been used in several sequences and was notoriously difficult to control. Hooper insisted on keeping it practical rather than using models, believing realism outweighed risk. The near accident added intensity, as Railsback's terrified reactions were genuine. Behind the scenes, the incident sparked emergency protocol reviews, but the footage remained untouched. The blend of practical effects and real danger created a sense of authenticity that fans still praise decades later. A malfunctioning prop nearly hurt the lead, but made the scenes genuinely terrifying. Shocking Secret 9: The director's secret cameo no one noticed. Tobe Hooper slipped into a brief background role as a security officer monitoring the aliens' containment. He appears for barely 5 seconds, unnoticed by most viewers. The cameo was never credited, serving as an inside joke for the crew. Hooper often included such subtle appearances in his films, a signature move for directors who wanted a hidden presence in their own worlds. While small, it added a layer of lore for observant fans and cemented his connection to the story. Those who spot him now often celebrate it as a clever Easter egg, illustrating that the film contains hidden delights beyond its main plot. Hooper's invisible cameo rewarded eagle-eyed viewers and left a secret signature on the film. Shocking Secret 10. The bizarre inspiration behind the alien design. The aliens were inspired by a combination of vampire mythology and anatomical sketches from medical texts. Designer John Chambers fused ethereal beauty with grotesque horror, aiming to make the creatures simultaneously seductive and terrifying. The luminous, translucent skin and exaggerated features created an otherworldly presence that unsettled everyone on set. Even the actors found themselves mesmerized and disturbed during scenes, which translated to authentic on-screen reactions. The unusual combination of inspiration, from folklore to human anatomy, gave the aliens their iconic, surreal aesthetic. Fans continue to praise their design as one of the most unique in sci-fi horror history. Alien design merged seductive horror and scientific grotesquerie, terrifying both cast and viewers. Shocking Secret. 11. The improvised death scene that shocked everyone. During one pivotal scene, actress Matilda May improvised a scream and collapse while her character drained a victim of life force. The reaction was so intense that the crew froze, unsure whether to call cut. Director Tobe Hooper kept the take, recognizing the raw terror it captured. The spontaneity made the scene far more frightening than scripted versions, adding a sense of unpredictability to the aliens' lethality. Audiences often cite this moment as one of the film's most disturbing, unaware it was improvised. The scene's authenticity heightened the horror, proving that sometimes actors' instincts produce cinematic magic. An improvised scream turned a scripted death into one of the film's most terrifying moments. Shocking Secret 12. The controversial special effects that divided the studio. The film's practical and visual effects, especially the aliens' energy-draining sequences, split opinion among studio executives. Some felt the glowing, semi-transparent visuals were too bizarre and wouldn't appeal to mainstream audiences. Hooper insisted, collaborating closely with special effects teams to perfect the unsettling look. The result was surreal, hypnotic, and horrifyingly beautiful. The studio reluctantly agreed, and the sequences became some of the most iconic in the film. Fans praised the visuals for their originality and artistry, but the initial backlash shows how daring creativity can risk commercial confidence. Bold, hypnotic effects initially worried executives but became the film's most memorable feature. Shocking Secret 13. The scene that confused test audiences. Test screenings revealed a shocking reaction. Viewers were perplexed by the alien possession and space horror hybrid. Hooper's blending of vampire tropes with sci-fi elements confused audiences expecting a straightforward genre film. Studio notes suggested reshoots, but Hooper retained the scenes, arguing that the confusion added to the surreal terror. The feedback prompted minor edits to clarify plot points, but the film's unconventional narrative remained. Over time, the combination of genres became celebrated as a unique strength, even though early viewers were baffled. Lifeforce's ability to blend horror, sci-fi, and erotic tension became a defining feature of its cult status. Audience confusion initially sparked concern, but ultimately highlighted the film's genre-defying brilliance. Shocking Secret 14. The hidden message about humanity. Beneath the alien horror, Lifeforce carries a cautionary message. Human greed, lust, and curiosity make us vulnerable. The aliens aren't just monsters. They're mirrors of our own destructive impulses. Scenes of people succumbing to desire or panic emphasize how easily life can be drained metaphorically, not just physically. Hooper embedded subtle commentary about morality and civilization, making the movie more than a surface-level sci-fi shocker. Fans who revisit the film often notice layers of philosophical subtext, from social commentary to existential dread, revealing that the horror is as much about human flaws as extraterrestrial threats. The alien threat doubles as a mirror of humanity's own destructive impulses. Shocking secret. 15. The actor who almost quit mid-filming. Steve Railsback nearly walked off set during intense possession sequences, frustrated by long hours, heavy prosthetics, and claustrophobic alien contacts. Production delays and complex practical effects pushed him to the brink, but Hooper convinced him to stay, promising shorter takes and safer setups. Railsback's commitment paid off, as his harrowing performance became one of the film's most memorable elements. His near departure illustrates the physical and psychological strain actors endured, highlighting how much effort went into delivering convincing horror. Without his perseverance, Lifeforce might have lost one of its most chilling central performances. An actor on the verge of quitting delivered a career-defining, terrifying performance instead. Shocking secret 16. The alien body-snatching scene that went too far. The scene where the alien drains human victims was more intense than the script indicated. Matilda May and extras performed several takes with practical effects, involving suction devices and fake blood, making the process feel dangerously real. Some extras reported panic because the props and special effects were startlingly convincing. Hooper pushed for realism, believing that fear must be palpable on camera. The result was a sequence that horrified audiences and became one of the film's signature scenes. Even today, the body-snatching moments are celebrated for their combination of tension, horror, and surreal eroticism, demonstrating how far filmmakers went to make an alien threat tangible. Practical effects and intense acting made the body-snatching scene shockingly realistic and iconic. Shocking secret 17. The night shoot that turned into chaos. A night sequence on a London street nearly ended in disaster. Filming required a fake blood explosion and controlled alien energy effects in the dark. The crew struggled with timing, wind, and local pedestrians who wandered onto the set. Strobe lights and pyrotechnics added to the confusion, causing minor injuries and multiple reshoots. Hooper stayed calm, turning the chaos into cinematic tension. The actors' reactions of fear were genuine. The unpredictable environment created spontaneous moments that enhanced the film's otherworldly feel. Fans often comment on the gripping realism of the night scenes, unaware they were born from sheer production chaos. A chaotic night shoot created genuine fear and surreal tension captured on camera. Shocking secret 18. The deleted love scene that fans are obsessed with. Originally, a passionate love scene between Colonel Carlson and a human victim was filmed but cut for pacing and censorship. Test audiences reacted awkwardly to its sexualized horror elements. The scene mixed seduction with terror, pushing the film's boundaries of sci-fi eroticism. Although removed, production still released storyboard images and set photos that fascinated fans. Over the years, collectors and historians have debated what the deleted scene would have added, seeing it as a daring, boundary-pushing choice. It remains a symbol of the film's willingness to challenge genre norms and explore uncomfortable, provocative themes. A removed love scene tantalized fans and highlighted the film's bold, controversial vision. Shocking secret 19. The prop that became a cult icon. One of the alien's glowing energy tubes, originally just a practical prop, became a symbol for fans of the film. It appeared in promotional material and conventions, admired for its eerie design. The prop's glow, combined with its strange organic texture, made it unforgettable. Crew members reported that actors instinctively reacted to it as if it were alive, adding authenticity to the film. Over decades, the prop has been recreated by collectors and cosplayers, cementing its status as a tangible piece of Lifeforce lore. What began as a simple set piece evolved into a cult artifact cherished by fans. A glowing alien prop transcended its purpose and became a beloved cult collectible. Shocking secret. 20. How the film's reputation exploded. Despite failure, Lifeforce was a commercial disappointment on release, criticized for its tonal shifts and bizarre mix of horror, sci-fi, and eroticism. Yet over the years, midnight screenings, home video, and word of mouth elevated it to cult status. Its audacious visuals, unique alien design, and unorthodox storytelling made it a favorite among genre enthusiasts. Critics now celebrate its ambition, and filmmakers cite it as an inspiration for blending horror and sci-fi in unconventional ways. What was once a box office failure transformed into a cult masterpiece, proving that bold, strange creativity can endure long after initial rejection. A failed release became a cult classic, proving daring films can thrive with dedicated fans. Lifeforce wasn't just a space horror spectacle. It was a chaotic collision of cosmic terror, surreal ambition, and dangerous on-set moments that nearly derailed everything. The glowing aliens, doomed astronauts, and deadly energy-draining scenes was a story about mortality, desire, and what happens when humanity meets forces it cannot control. If any of these bizarre secrets stunned you, drop your favorite in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more revelations from the films that refuse to play it safe. Remember, life itself can vanish in the blink of an eye.